But now we switch gears as we take our focus to Kano State with the ongoing just reinstatement and restructuring. So far what we know is that Justice Liman of Federal High Court has reportedly granted an ex-parte order stopping Governor Abba Yusuf-led Kano State Government from reinstating Emir Muhammadu Sanusi II. Now the suit against reinstatement of Sanusi was filed by one Sarkin Dawaki Babba, Aminu Babba-Dan'Agundi. Now, the justice, that's Justice Liman, granted leave to the plaintiff applicant to issue and serve their concurrent originating motion, as well as all other court processes on the 6th defendant IGP in FCT Abuja and outside the jurisdiction of the Honorable Court. Now, the parties were ordered to maintain status quo ante the passage and assent of the bill into pending the hearing of the fundamental rights application. Now, the judge adjourned the case to 3rd June 2024 for hearing of the fundamental rights application. Now, on Thursday, Muhammadu Sanusi II, who was disposed as the Emir of Kano, was reinstated to the throne by Governor Yusuf following the State House of Assembly's resolution to dethrone the current emir and also dismantle the 4 new emirates in the state established under a controversial 2019 law. Meanwhile, the reinstated Emir of Kano, Sanusi Lamido, has arrived at Kano State Government House to receive his letter of appointment before resuming duty as the new Emir. Now, the new first-class Emir of the state was honored in a homecoming reception late Thursday. Lamido is expected to be at the Africa House in Kano Government House for a mini Durbar ceremony, from where he would proceed to the Nasarawa Emir's palace. The Emir is expected to lead the Muslim Jumat prayers Friday at the Kano Central Mosques located at the palace in Kofa Kudu. Now we'll bring you live scenes as we have our reporter on ground there, Emmanuel Bugudu, to give us an update so far as to what's going on. Let's try to see if we can connect with Emmanuel. Emmanuel.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you. And so far, very bright afternoon there in Kano, and so much is going on. I'd like for you to, what can you tell us about the latest so far as to what's happening in Kano at the moment?
Yeah, Kano actually just come to life once again. Kind of celebration mood right now. Of course, the entire area of the government house is already choked up with the supporters and lovers of the newly reinstated Emir, Muhammadu Sanusi II. So right now he has arrived, and the governor and his entourage will come up, and then the inauguration will start, and he is expected to get an appointment letter of reinstatement as the 14th Emir of Kano. This event for today is very, very significant for the fact that, the new law actually gives Sanusi the traditional and cultural jurisdiction over the entire Kano State, over the entire 44 local governments, unlike the previous law that gave the Kano Emirates local government. So you discover that it's the entire Kano that is celebrating, and not just can hear you.
We also have with us a legal practitioner, Evans Ufeli, to further discuss this. Evans, thank you so much for coming on, and we appreciate you for doing this with us. Let's take your legal part of this conversation, right? The court has granted an ex-parte order stopping Governor Abba Yusuf-led Kano State Government from reinstating Muhammadu Sanusi II. But report says that Sanusi has received his letter of appointment, and from what we can hear from our reporter Emmanuel on ground, there seems to be jubilation and ceremonies on the way. What would be your take on this? Is the government disobeying the court's order?
Well, what the order of the court is as to implementation. Yes, the emir has been reappointed already before the order came. So the order is not to stop the appointment, but the order of the court is to stop the implementation of that. There are two different things entirely. So it is incumbent on the court, on the people or the governor of Kano State to adhere to the order of the court as explicitly stated. But the truth is that the appointment has been made and the coronation is already ongoing. So the celebration is already ongoing. They cannot stop the celebration. The order is not that they stop the celebration. The order is that they stop the implementation. Implementation will be him resuming office and start administration. That will be implementation because it is an order ex-parte. Now, because it's an order ex-parte, the adverse party is not put on notice. The other side have not been heard. But the previous law has been repealed. The new law now paves way for the governor to do what he did. How be it that there's now an order asking that they be restrained from implementing that appointment that the governor have given so far. So it is important that they obey the court order to the extent that the order reads. And then when they go back to court on the 3rd, okay, on the 3rd of June, where they will now determine the fundamental rights action filed against the process, then the other party would have filed their counter affidavit to state why they have a right under the law to make that appointment.
Emmanuel, let me come to you and ask you about the state of Kano at the moment and the people that are on ground. We know that celebration is now underway. What's the mood like with the people? Are they happy with the recent ruling reinstating Sanusi? And also, are there security officials on ground? Is security tight? Are people happy? Talk to me about, just the mood there.
Okay, yeah, contrary to some people's belief that there will be tension in Kano, actually Kano is a very, very free state right now. The environment is so conducive. The celebration is on high spirits everywhere. They're flying Sanusi's pictures, T-shirts and all that. The security agencies, of course, have taken over the entire streets of the government house, of course, and then the palace of the Emir of Kano. So they have given a sign that they're on standby in case of anything. So the issue of tension or anything that has to do with distraction of the entire process of the inauguration is completely out of it. So everywhere is peaceful in Kano right now, and everybody's going about their normal businesses, and they are waiting for the time that the newly reinstated emir will go to the mosque, and then from there, a lot of them just say they can't wait to see him sit on the throne. So that is the situation right now.
Now, and so with what about dignitaries? Are there dignitaries, other royalties from other parts of the country, like for example from the Igbo land there, and also from Western Nigeria, that are also, would they be present? What's the guest list like for this coronation ceremony?
Yes, we caught sight of a lot of dignitaries, even though I have not seen any state governor from neighboring states, but I've seen some there are dignitaries from the diplomatic community. I've seen quite a lot of cars with plate numbers carrying the diplomatic corps branded plate numbers coming in for the inauguration. So I believe those are friends and well-wishers of the newly reinstated emir. So quite a lot, dignitaries are still arriving. And I think as soon as the governor steps into the inauguration hall, all this, the door will be shut and then the inauguration will begin. So for now, dignitaries are still arriving.
And we hope to see what the scenes will be like at this ceremony. I'm sure it's going to be as colorful as always, just showcasing Nigeria's cultural heritage and just how diverse we are. But Evans, let me come to you before I let you go. Since this is an action that emanated from the activity of the legislature, to what extent do the judiciary can be involved? There is this argument that a state matter shouldn't go to federal high courts. What is your take? Evans, are you there?
Between a state and an individual, an individual before a state, the court that have jurisdiction is the Federal High Court. So it's not out of place. It's the Federal High Court that have jurisdiction. And the truth is that we have to look carefully the wordings of the order of that court. And the state will have to apply and align as far as the order states. That is what is important, because it's an ex-parte motion. The adverse party must be heard, and that is why you have a 3rd June date, so that the adverse party is heard, okay? This is not to foil the entire process, but to ensure that the judicial processes are well kept. And the judiciary is doing its job. That's exactly what judiciary would do. When an executive takes an order that creates grievances, you submit to judicial review. Now, what they are going to do is judicial review to look at the appropriateness or otherwise of the action of the governor, that's the executive, and then marry it to the provision of the law, apply the law to the facts, and come up with a verdict. So that is it's not new. What is happening is somebody is aggrieved by that repeal of that law and by disappointment and has gone to court. The court will listen to both sides. The order given is a temporary one. We call it interlocutory order. That is like a stopgap to determine the main case before, proper judgment to be delivered.
Evans, many thanks. We appreciate you for just giving us insights. And also thank you, Emmanuel, for just joining us. We can't wait to see more of your report there as events unfold today in Kano State. Many thanks, gentlemen. We appreciate you.